champion Jamie Noble and Tajiri will take on the Hurricane and SmackDown's latest acquisition, Crash.
And I'm actually excited we started things off on the right foot, so to speak. When they introduced you earlier on, you didn't trip and fall on the ramp like you did last week.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, weighing in at 247 pounds, Reverend Devon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Velocity. Mark Lloyd alongside Michael Cole. And Michael, we are 1 week away from Unforgiven when the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar will defend the title against The Undertaker. But Michael, this has really gotten personal.
It really has gotten personal. A week away from Unforgiven, and I'm still shocked at the events surrounding the first ever same-sex marriage from SmackDown this past Thursday.
And we'll show you the commitment ceremony in its entirety coming up later on Velocity.
And weighing in at 195 pounds, Shannon Moore.
I like this kid. Shannon Moore's been on a pretty good roll as of late. Gonna have his work cut out for him against Devon this week. You know, Shannon Moore trained Mark by the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff down in North Carolina. Speaking of Matt Hardy, he had an interesting week. A matchup against the #1 contender, The Undertaker. Matt Hardy had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman hanging out with him.
Yeah, maybe that's why Matt was guaranteeing a victory there when you have the WWE Champion ringside. But I know what you're saying about Shannon Moore. He really has been on a roll, and you can just tell by the way he flies around the ring who he has been trained by, the Hardy Boys.
And Devon, very aggressive and vicious as of late. Trying to prove himself, I guess, after a lot of people said that it was actually Batista, who was in Devon's former employee, who actually helped Devon win matches, but Devon and Batista have apparently parted ways.
Yeah, they have, and Devon, like you said, coming out early, coming out strong, but here comes Shannon Moore. And look at acrobatic by Shannon Moore. Oh, and a nice takedown there. Oh.
Well, Shannon Moore is a high flyer. He's in the cruiserweight division. But sometimes the problem with a kid like Shannon Moore, he's a rookie. A lot of wasted motion.
And then you got, oh, wow. You have somebody like the Reverend Devon, a veteran. Wait, hang on, hook in the leg. And no, Devon kicks out. The veteran there doesn't waste any of those motions, Michael, that you're talking about. Knows exactly what to do. Goes right after the kill.
Well, the problem you have is if you waste a lot of motion like Shannon Moore, not only are you needing to catch your breath throughout the matchup, but you're going to make a mistake that a veteran like Devon's going to capitalize on. That's what you saw happen there, and now Devon takes control.
Well, speaking of capitalizing, it was pretty much vintage Paul Heyman this past week, Michael, by being the bait, I guess, and luring the Undertaker back into the dressing room. Undertaker obviously concerned about his pregnant wife, Sarah, and then Brock Lesnar just lays out the Undertaker.
Yeah, Paul Heyman, the slimy New York-based agent for Brock Lesnar, talked about it a couple of weeks ago, the fact that, wow, the Undertaker may be distracted heading into Unforgiven next week.
Hang on there, hook in the leg, this could be it. No, quickly, Shannon Moore gets out of it.
Distracted because the Undertaker's wife, Sarah, is pregnant. The Undertaker's wife was in Minneapolis this week visiting family, and Paul Heyman would use Sarah to lure the Undertaker into a locker room and into an ambush and an attack by Brock Lesnar. We're going to show you all that later on.
And now Devon really starting to take control of the match over Shannon Moore. Shannon Moore had a little bit of momentum a little while ago, but now it's all Reverend Devon.
You know, the past few days, I've still been in total shock, still trying to piece together exactly what happened on SmackDown this past Thursday night. The fact that the general manager of Raw, his heavies Jamal and Rosie, and then that slime bag Rico who sold SmackDown down the river, sabotaged our season premiere. We're going to show you everything that happened Thursday night coming up. You folks, you're not going to believe what happened on SmackDown.
Shannon Moore in some pain now. Really took a shot to the midsection there by the Reverend Devon.
Again, Devon trying to prove to everybody, and we talked about this last week, there's rumors swirling around the back that Devon could not get the job done as a singles competitor. The only reason he's done well is because of that man, Batista. Well, Devon trying to prove he can do it on his own.
And what better way to get on a roll than knock off the rookie sensation Shannon Moore right now, who's been, you know, picking up some victories. Oh my goodness, did you hear the impact?
Vintage Devon, straight ahead power.
And now, look at, Michael, let me ask you a question. if the Reverend Devon is a man of the cloth, what on earth are you doing with the turnbuckle? Why you're in control of the match, Devon. Look, he's trying to take the turnbuckle off.
Oh, look at this. Backslide.
Oh, backslide. This could be it. Referee Mike Sparks is over there, didn't see it.
Well, the referee was doing the right thing. I mean, he was putting the turnbuckle pad back on to try to protect the competitors, but he was out of position for the pinfall.
There's the big sidewalk slam, and now where's the Reverend Devon going? Climbing to the top rope. Devon, a big man to be up top like that, and Shannon Moore wisely rolls out of the way.
And by the way, if you have any thoughts that the Reverend Devon is a man of the cloth, whatever.
Well, you know what? He preaches that and everything. He basically, he's a liar, he's a hypocrite, and when he's taking off the turnbuckle, he's a cheater. Oh!
People claim that you're a good interviewer. Well, some people do. You can't always see, believe what you see.
Oh, look at Shannon Moore. Wait, here's a hook and leg. Could be an upset, no.
Speaking of interviewers, the #1 SmackDown interviewer is in action later on. Funaki's here.
Oh! Nice neck breaker there by Shannon Moore. Another hook and a leg, too. Once again, the Reverend Devon gets out of it. That's right, Funaki will go one-on-one with Big Bad Albert coming up later on.
Now, Devon really, oh, look out.
Nice counter move there by Shannon Moore.
Well, Shannon's much quicker than Devon is. He's got to try to quicken the pace here.
Devon into the corner. Here comes Shannon Moore at the top rope once again. Wow! Right on Devon's head. Hook and a leg. This could be an upset. No!
Be a huge upset for Shannon Moore if he can get the job done here. Would be a major upset.
Look at Devon just knocked the turnbuckle off.
Oh, snake eyes.
Face went right into it.
Off an unprotected turnbuckle.
And there's a Reverend Devon.
Saving grace.
Hook and a leg. 3. And that's all that Shannon Moore can take.
Here is your winner, Reverend Devon.
Hey, Devon was in a fight, but he got the job done.
Well, Benoit was not too happy about getting a stink face, and now Michael has demanded a match, and he got it from Stephanie McMahon. It's Benoit, Angle, and Unforgiven.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Allentown, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 215 pounds, Billy Kidman.
Unforgiven a week away on pay-per-view from LA.
WWE Velocity is brought to you by the Flameboy Whopper from Burger King, America's favorite burger. And BK, you got it.
And by JVC's Tower of Power with 460 watts of mind-numbing sound, dual-aided subs, and MP3 playback. The Tower of Power by JVC.
And by your neighborhood 7-Eleven store. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven.
From St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 240 pounds, Randy Orton.
Mark, this kid Randy Orton's proved that he arrived a couple of weeks ago when he met Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. Yeah, sure, Lesnar manhandled Orton at times. Sure, Lesnar proved why he's the WWE champion. But Randy Orton proved that he's got a hell of a lot of talent, and he's going to be a name to be reckoned with here in the WWE.
Absolutely. Seems every single week Randy Orton gets better here in the WWE. But let's talk about Billy Kidman and the huge victory he had last week over Albert right here on Velocity.
Yeah, Billy Kidman may be a cruiserweight, but he can take it on with the best of them.
Absolutely. But Billy Kidman paid the price last week for defeating Albert, too. Albert crushing him after the match.
You see Randy Orton, nice drop toe hold into the front face lock, and now the go behind. And Orton working on Billy Kidman. Not much brawling in this matchup. This will be straightforward wrestling from Kidman and Orton.
Should be quite a match. As you mentioned, the bigger individual being Randy Orton, but doesn't face Billy Kidman at all. And wow!
Leg scissors by Kidman. Orton quickly back to his feet. Look at Randy Orton.
Look at the roll-up. Hang on, two. Kidman able to kick out of it.
Randy Orton, of course, has wrestling in his blood. He's a third-generation superstar. Wow.
That's another takedown there by Randy Orton. And look at this action. Back and forth, back and forth.
Well, you want to talk about action.
And the fans appreciate it too, Michael.
Yeah, showing respect from the fans here. And Orton a bit perturbed that Billy Kidman's been able to hold him to a stalemate thus far, but Billy Kidman, there you go, nice sportsmanship. I'll tell you, talk about action. I cannot wait. Staples Center, Los Angeles, next Sunday night for Unforgiven on pay-per-view. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
Oh, there's a drop kick there by Billy Kidman. And he's going for the hook in the leg, too.
Two of the greatest submission specialists in the world today. Chris Benoit's crossface, Kurt Angle's ankle lock, and they're going to get it on a renewal of that great rivalry at Unforgiven.
Randy Orton, the hook in the leg, and once again, now Billy Kidman gets the left shoulder up.
For Angle and Benoit, it's all about pride. Here are two gentlemen that over the past couple of weeks have been extremely embarrassed, basically by one another. Kurt Angle receiving the stink face 2 weeks ago, Benoit laughing at him. This week, Benoit receiving a stink face. Kurt Angle actually held Benoit down and then laughed at Benoit about it.
Absolutely bad blood between Angle and Benoit. And Mike, I'm sure you'll agree with me. Two of the top superstars here in the WWE. And really both in tip-top shape right now, too, when they're going to go at it. Unforgiven. How about the drop kick by Randy Orton? An elevation, hook in the leg. Billy Kidman able to get out of it once again.
Great matchup between Orton and Billy Kidman here.
Well, we expected that coming into this match, Michael. We were talking Orton and Kidman, one of the highlights tonight here on Velocity on the new TNN.
Well, Kidman.
Oh! Wow. How about that by Billy Kidman? Now he's going to go for the right hook in the leg.
Got him.
Kidman with Orton, excuse me, with the left shoulder up.
Tell you, a lot of stink faces going around.
That's for sure.
Now this past week.
There's a shot there by Kidman. Talking about stink faces. Oh! Hook in the leg. This could be it. He has him. No. Kidman once again able to stay alive. Both Orton and Kidman living on the edge. But I'm sure Eddie Guerrero wasn't expecting at his pace and Chavo Guerrero's, well, behind. Hook in the leg. Michael, how about this? Back and forth between Kidman and Orton.
It's been back and forth between Edge and Eddie Guerrero as well. And this past week, Eddie tried to give Edge a stink face to his nephew, Chavo, and Edge turned the tables. Look at Orton.
Oh, and a bulldog there. Looking like this is it. No more for Billy Kidman, and he gets out of it.
One thing we've seen from Billy Kidman and Randy Orton, for that matter, is the fact that these kids have got a lot of guts. The fact that they're not going to give in right away. They have tremendous resilience.
And you know what, Michael? We see that a lot now. Look at Orton on the top rope from a lot of the young superstars here that just don't give up. Big cross-body block. 2. Oh! Kidman gets out of it.
Randy Orton cannot believe that Billy Kidman kicked out of the crossbody. That's the same crossbody that Brock Lesnar rolled Orton over, picked him up into an F5 2 weeks ago. One of the most impressive moves I have ever seen.
Look at Randy Orton thinking about what can I do next to try to put away Billy Kidman. Maybe this is the answer. And, no! It's on a counter move there by Billy Kidman.
Great counter.
Hook in the leg.
Got it.
No!
Kidman can't believe it. Referee Mike Chioda with a 2.5 count.
Billy Kidman and Randy Orton both grabbing their face. Can't believe that they couldn't put the other star away.
Kidman's putting Orton into position for the shooting star.
Absolutely. Oh, and it takes a little too much time there. And here comes Randy Orton.
Orton firing back.
The crowd here loving this huge matchup between Billy Kidman and Randy Orton. Oh! Desperation move there by Billy Kidman now. Kidman on the top rope, high above the ring. Oh! And a huge drop kick, hook in the leg. This is it. And he's
This crowd electric here tonight, but nothing but electric for the SmackDown brand over the past few weeks.
Kidman and Orton wondering what's it going to take to put away the other superstar here. Oh! And that could be it. Hook in the leg. And that's all she wrote.
Big victory for Randy Orton, but a hard-fought one.
Here's your winner, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton picks up the victory here. But Michael, what a match. Randy Orton got in the way, but I'll tell you what, really no loser in this match.
No, not at all. Randy Orton, very impressive. Billy Kidman is impressive as well. Our future's right here for SmackDown, Orton and Kidman.
You're looking at not a happy man and Big Bad Albert.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Boston, Mass. Weighing in at 350 pounds. Albert.
And why should he be happy? Last week on SmackDown, he had a match against a cruiserweight Billy Kidman. He lost to Kidman.
Yeah, Albert's really frustrated right now, Michael. And that's kind of obvious when after the match, Albert just brutalizes Billy Kidman. And just now, I think it's win or lose. Albert's going to start taking his frustrations out on people.
The bottom line is Albert has a hell of a lot of talent. There's no doubt about that. But now it's put-up time for Albert. He's frustrated. Big deal. Win a match.
Weighing in at 208 pounds, Funaki.
Yeah! I love Funaki. He's the morally safer of the WWE.
This is Funaki. SmackDown #1 announcer. Albert, hey, Albert. Last week, you are nothing more than a big bully. Black thinks you should have more fun, like me. In fact, you can't spell Funaki without the word fun. F-U-N.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'll tell you what, Michael. Calling Albert a bully? I wouldn't want to be in Funaki's shoes right now.
I don't think Albert was too pleased with that, but I'll tell you one thing, though. Not many people have been having fun around SmackDown the last couple of days after what we just saw moments ago, the unbelievable events of this past Thursday night, what was supposed to be the first ever same-sex marriage in WWE history.
It was basically turned out to be nothing but one big ploy by Rico, that two-face, by setting up, Michael, not only Stephanie McMahon, but also all of SmackDown.
Well, Rico sold SmackDown down the river. I mean, that's pretty obvious as Funaki battles back against Albert. I mean, Rico sold us down the river at the expense of the general manager of Raw, Eric Bischoff, and his heavies, Jamal and Rosie. The fact of the matter was Eric Bischoff in this elaborate scam, a premeditated setup for Eric Bischoff to have his greatest moment as general manager of Raw. And how ironic is it that Eric Bischoff had his greatest moment on a show that people actually watch? That's being SmackDown in the season premiere.
Eric Bischoff, Jamal and Rosie standing in the middle of Stephanie McMahon's SmackDown ring. And you said it, Michael. Bischoff's finest moment came on SmackDown. Unheard of.
Well, listen, it was no coincidence that Rico planned this elaborate wedding ceremony to take place on SmackDown's season premiere. It was no coincidence that Eric Bischoff chose this night for this deal, this pact with Rico to sabotage Stephanie McMahon. And then Jamal and Rosie not only destroying Philly and Chuck, who were wrestlers, but listen to me, shave your back to him. But the fact that Jamal and Rosie actually delivered a Samoan drop to Stephanie McMahon, the general manager of this show. Stephanie's embarrassed, she's humiliated, her pride's been hurt.
And you know what? Not just Stephanie McMahon, Michael. Oh, and look at Funaki grabbing the hair off. Oh, now grabbing the hair on Albert's back.
He should have shaved his back.
Oh, but now Funaki, I can't believe I have hair on my hands. But not just embarrassed Stephanie McMahon, embarrassed SmackDown. And that's not a good thing. I mean, Michael, I don't think anybody saw what Rico was doing coming. I know I did. I know,
Nobody
backstage,
did.
nobody had a clue about any of that.
I'll tell you what it looks like.
Oh, look at this. Here's a roll. Hang on. Maybe an upsetting. Big Albert's legs. Kicks out.
I'll tell you, it seems pretty simple to me. Eric Bischoff's lame HLA set up on Raw this past Monday night failed miserably. Eric Bischoff realized he had to do something to generate the ratings for Raw. What did he do? He shows up on SmackDown season premiere.
Maybe this is it for Funaki, hooking the leg, and yes, that's it. No more pain for Funaki.
Here's your winner, Albert.
And I'm not surprised that people like Albert have a little bit of an edge here this week. After what happened this past Thursday night, the entire SmackDown locker room has an edge.
breaks the losing streak and comes away with the victory. There you see it just then, a devastating blow there by Albert. And no more can SmackDown's #1 announcer. Well, he couldn't take it anymore. Funaki.
A backbreaker into a gut buster, and Albert picks up the win.
Albert might have got the win.
Hey.
Oh.
Funaki's okay.
Well, that's good to know.
His back might be a little messed up.
May have been pinned, but Funaki still here to have fun.
And here comes exactly what Funaki was talking about. Albert's nothing but a bull. Oh, jeez.
Albert finally won a damn match on the show, and now he's out here beating the hell out of Funaki for no reason.
Win or lose, Albert just doesn't care. He's ready to inflict some pain. Last week, Billy Kidman. This week, Funaki.
You should go up and shake Albert's hand. He may have saved your job as an interviewer.
Coming up next on Velocity, it's tag team action. Cruiserweight champion Jamie Noble teams up with Tajiri. They take on the Hurricane and Crash. Welcome back to Velocity and the main event tonight, tag team action. Jeez, what a weird situation.
Contest scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring, being accompanied by Lydia on a combined weight of 406 pounds. Tajiri and the Cruiserweight champion, Jamie Noble.
I say this every week, but I would love to find out what goes on behind closed doors between Noble, Tajiri, and Nydia.
What do you say, Mike? Would you like to be the fly on the wall?
Something straight out of Jerry Springer. Guarantee it. Jamie Noble, the Cruiserweight champion. You know what that title means to him and Nydia? It means a brand new life of riches and glory.
Castrol GTX High Mileage presents WWE Unforgiven. Coming to you in just 1 week live from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California.
Home of the Lakers, home of the Clippers. Nonetheless, home of the WWE next week.
There's a hurricane coming through.
Should be some great action. The Hurricane
Making his way to the ring, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Hurricane.
teaming up with Crash Holly. And Holly just pinned the Hurricane the other week, but a great show of respect between the Hurricane and Crash Holly.
Both tremendous competitors. Hurricane and Crash.
Kind of like we saw earlier tonight here on Velocity between Randy Orton and Billy Kidman.
Great crowd here tonight.
And his partner from Salisbury, North Carolina, weighing in at 217 pounds.
Tell you, this guy is a strange dude.
Anybody that climbs up the ropes like that and climbs back down,
I saw you do that earlier today.
please. The newest acquisition to SmackDown.
Crash put it plain and simple 2 weeks ago. Talking to him in the locker room, he told me, came to SmackDown for one reason. The Cruiserweight division, where I will make my mark. And Crash, the most prolific hardcore champion of all time, now trying to become a Cruiserweight champ as well.
Tajiri and Hurricane get ready to get things going here. Main event here on Velocity on the new TNN.
They don't go anywhere because coming up next on Confidential, more an in-depth look at the what was supposed to be the first same-sex marriage in the history of the WWE. Going to be interesting interviews on Confidential coming up next.
Should be a lot of high flying in this match. Japanese buzzsaw with those quick feet. The Hurricane with his superpowers, Michael.
Yeah, that guy's a nut too. Actually believes he's a superhero. No doubt he's a tremendous competitor in the ring, but
There's those quick feet I was just talking about.
now there goes the kryptonite for Superman. That big foot to the side of the head as Hurricane was posing.
Speaking of kryptonite, my question to you, Michael, will the Undertaker need some kryptonite to go up against Brock Lesnar on Unforgiven?
Undertaker's not going to need kryptonite. The guy's a 12-year veteran in the WWE. He has taken on all comers. But he is taking on who Taz calls tonight seem to agree with him. Perhaps the most dominant champion in WWE history in Brock Lesnar.
Oh, look at Jamie Noble's head goes right into the, well, that one section you don't want to get hit in. Noble goes flying out of the ring.
And here's Crash. Unless you're you could get hit down there. Wouldn't bother you at all. Double team.
Crash and a hurricane. And there's a suplex onto Jerry.
Referee Brian Hebner way out of position that time. Tajiri's shoulders were on the mat. He never counted the pinfall.
There's the tag, and here comes Jamie Noble. No, Michael, what I mean by, well, the Undertaker need kryptonite is that I don't think the Undertaker's ever been this distracted going into a huge match like this because of his pregnant wife, Sarah, and Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar.
Well, Sarah's pregnant, of course, and he is distracted at home, but I know the Undertaker. Look at Jamie Noble.
Countered by Nidia.
Using his girlfriend as a shield, and it allows Tajiri to attack Crash.
Not just a shield, but also a distraction. And there goes Crash slammed into the steel stairs.
I'll tell you, the Undertaker made a really good point a couple of weeks ago. How will Brock Lesnar react when he's beaten up for the first time in his career? And it's going to happen. When he's bloodied for the first time in his career, it's going to happen. When the Undertaker has Brock Lesnar on the ropes, and that's going to happen. How will Lesnar react? It's going to be a true test for the champion next week at Unforgiven.
Absolutely.
You hear that idiot? What's my name? Jamie Noble. I'm surprised an idiot can even spell it or say it. Noble is the Cruiserweight champion.
And boy, Jamie Noble and Nidia are proud of that too. You mentioned it earlier, Michael. It's everything. Here comes Tajiri though, trying to set up the tarantula. He has it. And look at the blood there in Crash Holly's mouth.
Yeah, Crash busted open, I think, from that shot to the steel steps.
Here's the tag, and here comes the Cruiserweight champion.
Noble and Tajiri work very well together.
Oh!
Or at least that's what Noble tells me. I should say.
Yeah, not just in the ring either, you think. Here's the cover. Two. Oh, there's a nice save there by Hurricane.
Not sure if Hurricane made the save, but Crash actually got his shoulder up.
Crash bleeding out of the mouth now. We'll see if the Cruiserweight champion, Jamie Noble, can take advantage of it. Oh, and there goes Crash outside the ring.
And I cannot wait for this week in the WWE. It's going to be extremely interesting to see what the backlash is for the situation from SmackDown when Bischoff sabotaged the show, and we're just a week away from Unforgiven.
One of the most, well, at least for me, anticipated weeks this upcoming week in the WWE, and there's a shot there by Tajiri in the back of the head there, and gosh, that looks like it hurts.
SmackDown's in the shadow of Pikes Peak, Air Force Academy's home, Colorado Springs this week. Nice punt. Nice screen by Tajiri.
Devastating blow to Crash Holly. Tajiri really working on the back of that neck with those quick feet.
He's a Japanese buzzsaw.
Absolutely. And Michael, Crash desperately needs to get a tag here to the Hurricane.
Well, Tajiri and Noble doing a tremendous job isolating Crash in this corner.
Crash never wanted to give up, though, bleeding out of the mouth. Oh! And another shot to the head there. Those feet are so fast by Tajiri, you never see it coming.
Lightning quick, that's why he's the buzzsaw. Crash scouted that one.
Oh! Double clothesline there, both Tajiri and Crash now down on the mat.
Well, momentum could turn right here. First person to his feet can win this matchup. Both men need a tag.
Crash crawling, Tajiri crawling to the mat, and there's a tag there, though. And here they come. Whoa! How about that clothesline? Oh! Another shot there by the Hurricane. Wow! Oh! The floating neckbreaker and the hook to the leg here. Tajiri with the save. That was all she wrote. Tajiri didn't come flying into the ring.
The Hurricane's rolling now.
Oh! The overcast there. Oh! There's a shining wizard. And Tajiri gets a little taste of his own medicine. Oh!
Look out. Went for the eye of the Hurricane. Noble counter.
And look at that shot there. Noble just blasted Crash Holly. Oh, here's the bridge. This could be it. 2, 3, no.
Wow. What resilience by the Hurricane.
Gets the right shoulder up to stay alive here. And what a main event on Velocity tonight.
Well, Cruiserweights going at it.
This is the only place to see the Cruiserweights.
Blind tag. Blind tag was made.
Oh!
Tajiri and Noble, I don't think realize it.
Oh, there's a big crossbody block on the top rope. 2, 3, no! Did he Tajiri? No, he didn't. Jamie Noble got the save there. And you mentioning. Wow. And now Noble goes flying out of the ring. The chemistry between Noble and Tajiri has been outstanding, as well as for Crash and a Hurricane.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and a miss there.
Crash was playing possum.
Here comes Crash with the, trying to set up the Crash landing. Oh, and he lands it. This could be it. There's the roll. 2, 3. What a victory for Crash and the Hurricane.
Crash and the Hurricane.
Nydia with that look of desperation and almost disbelief on her face that Noble and Tajiri lost this matchup.
The Cruiserweight champion, Jamie Noble, and the Japanese buzzsaw go down to what turned out to be a very good tag team duo of the Hurricane and Crash Holly.
Big win.
Huge win. Well, you don't want to go anywhere. Coming up here on the new TNN, it's Confidential. More on the first ever same-sex marriage and also the sabotage by